10. Hey, welcome to the Jaysquared Podcast. I'm Jasoma,
I'm J-Rock.
and we have an amazing review for you today. So we will be reviewing the movie Him. Me and J-Rock both saw this movie separately, so we don't know how we feel about each other's experience. But we're going to go over it, talk about the movie, talk about some things, and get some of your insight on what you guys thought about the movie too. I mean, in the comments and stuff, we can interact. Anyway, so if you guys don't know what Him is about, pretty much Him.
Wait,
Okay, go ahead.
remember I have to ask you a question.
Oh yeah, what's your question?
Can you name 5 Bia songs for me?
Bow, I'm dead. What do you mean? That was honestly,
Oh, I love
before we
Cardi.
go into that album actually slapped. It was a really good album.
She has some good
I like
songs on
that.
there.
I like her rollout. I like how she took time to do everything that she did. You could tell that she's like a ratchet perfectionist. It was all
She's
perfect.
just top tier. Yep.
Yeah. But for every good, there had to be a bad, and that Young Thug album was fucking hot garbage.
Jesus.
I got it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, that was bad.
That
All
was
right.
terrible. Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
so the movie Him was directed by what's his name?
Justin Tipping.
And
Tipping.
it was produced by Jordan Peele. And it's pretty much about a young man named Cameron Cade, who is a star quarterback, has his career threatened after an attack by a fan. When all hope seems gone, his idol Isaiah White offers to train him at a secluded compound for 6 days. But as training intensifies, Isaiah's charm reveals a darker side, pulling Cameron into a dangerous situation that could cost him everything. Now, um, I went to see the movie before any reviews or anything like that because, like, when it comes to movies that I feel like are highly anticipated, I don't like to get reviews because kind of can't avoid like getting that. I guess prejudging things when
Yeah.
you do go ahead and get that, or you do go ahead and see the reviews and stuff like that. So, I mean, I went and I saw it. Now, the thing that I will ask you though is what did you think about the movie?
So also like you, I saw it before the reviews came out, but one of my close friends who we both really enjoy the same styles of movies and kind of have had the same ratings for movies. He did watch it before I did, and he gave me a heads up on it. But I'm gonna be honest, this movie was similar to Weapons to me, where it was meh, it was mid. It wasn't what I was hoping it would be.
Okay.
So
Um,
that's my takeaway, or that's how I felt about the movie. But we could get into details later.
yeah, yeah. For me, I watched it and I thought to myself, this is a very necessary movie. I really did like it. A lot of things that happened, and again, we'll have the further conversation about it. But a lot of things that happened in the movie was it was a very good conversation to be had for me. So I thought it was a very important movie, and I'm gonna have some questions for you specifically because me and Allison, when we went and when we left, we had a theory, and we're like, we're gonna have to ask J Rock about this because she's gonna be our test subject for this theory.
I
Okay,
think you
so
guys like this movie a lot more than anyone I've talked to.
yeah, maybe, and I think that goes along with the theory that we have.
Sure.
Um, no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, so we're
I
gonna
already
grade
know
it.
what the theory might be about, but continue. I have a
Okay.
feeling.
All
I
right.
know.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and kind of rate this by tier, I guess, and kind of go
Oh,
over a little bit. Jesus Christ, let me finish my sentence before you start hating it. So we're gonna rate it by tier and see what we think about each individual thing, and we'll go ahead and have a more open discussion. How's that sound?
Let's go with it. This
Cool.
is a
All right.
lot different from what we've done before, so like this is
I
we'll
know
see how this
because
works.
usually before we would watch the whole thing together at the time, and then we'd have our live reactions, like when we did with
No,
the
no,
J Cole
no, I'm
album.
not talking about
Oh,
that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like how we're having like a tier system, I guess, for each and every
sorry. I'm
section
so
of the
sorry.
movie. No, you're good. Yeah, that part is what's confusing me a bit, but I'll make it work. I have notes,
You have notes?
so
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of. I think I kind of wanted to make some things a little bit more structured, so that way, not even for the sake of time, but just for the sake of like keeping us on track, then it'll probably work out a little bit better. But we can only see if we try it,
Okay,
right?
bet.
All right. So first, let's go with the acting. What do you
Okay,
rate the acting?
I thought the acting was a 10 out of 10.
Oh wow, I didn't expect that from you.
I thought
So,
the
mhm.
acting overall from Marlon was intense. I thought he played the shit out of that character. Um, Even Cameron, whatever the actor's name
Mhm.
is,
Uh,
the new Jesse
name.
Williams.
that's
Um,
that's funny. But that would be Tyreek. One
Tyreek.
second. Yeah, Tyreek Withers.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in anything else, but he definitely did a good job
Yeah.
acting in this
So real
movie.
quick, my bad. Real
hmm
quick, he was in Atlanta. So,
Yeah, I never watched that
um,
show.
makes sense. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. But no, I thought the acting was really good. It really sold all the different types of symbolisms that they were going for. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the acting.
I. So yeah, for me, I think that everybody did a great job when it came to acting. When it came to the acting, I think that they sold their scenes well. Um, Marlon, there's two people that surprised me the most, and that was Marlon, who kind of went deep. He went somewhere. Like you could tell, like
Yeah.
when he was acting, when he was the things that he was doing, like he went somewhere else, and it was scary. Like it was
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and like
Uncomfortable, yeah.
like when
I don't know about scary.
I mean scary. Like if I was Cam in the situation, like I'd be like, what the fuck is
Okay.
going on? Like that type of
hmm
that type of scary. But I really appreciated like his dedication to the actor. Sorry, his dedication to the character. The
Yeah.
second person that I will say really really shocked me was Julia Fox. Her character being the basic BBL girl and stuff like that, and the way that she kind of morphed to be think of herself like play into the trope about who she is and who she's considered to be about. I was like, wow, that was really interesting how she kind of was able to be more of what everybody expects her to be or everybody thinks that she is. But yeah, that was really good. Or maybe it was just the writing that made it better for me, but I don't know. But the
That's
acting was
a
a 10 out of 10.
crazy take. Okay.
Well, why is that a crazy take?
The writing,
Well, let's talk about that next. I know it's not on the list right now, but what do you rate the writing?
a 4.
Okay. Why?
Well, it goes with the plot. I think the plot was also a 4 for me.
Okay.
I thought the idea of the movie was great. Um, Definitely a conversation to have, especially about concussions and just like the overall fan symbolism of how people take it to the next level. But the execution of it especially towards the end, or like the whatever day that was, because I even forgot what day or like what all of that meant, or what each day meant. Towards the end, it just for me lost the plot. But I also think it was rushed. The ending was to me felt very rushed in a sense of like they were trying to tie everything together, but then they took another turn and nothing ended up being tied together. If that makes sense.
I don't think I don't think I get it. Like, what do you think wasn't tied together at the end? Because we could be
The
specific. This
whole
is it's spoiler full.
Oh, okay.
It's not spoiler
So
free.
I thought because at the end we realized that the blood that Marlon's character was taking was from the previous goats. So I
Mhm.
thought he was either going to take Cameron's young soul so he could continue his career, or take over Cameron's body so that he could continue being the goat, but now with Cameron. And that's why they were doing the blood transfusions. At least that's what I figured that we would go. But then Cam kills Isaiah, Marlon's character, and then Cam goes out, realizes that he has to sign, or there's going to be another sacrifice because his dad already sacrificed himself for him to get to this position, and then he just kills everyone. Which the point for that was because they owned him, or they were going to own him. But then, so what happens now? There's no team owner. There's nothing with the team. There's no starting quarterback either because he's fucked in the head. So like what was the point of the movie?
I get what you're saying. And me and Allison, like, we had this talk as well when we were coming back from the movie
I lost you.
in itself. It's fine. I'm on the other side. Like, I'm getting. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me
You're
now?
back.
Okay.
Yeah. You literally like went and never came back.
I'm back now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll always be here. No, so me and Allison, we had this conversation. We had the same exact conversation. We're like, because I actually did feel the same way that you did when I was like, okay, that whole ending was super like all over the place. It felt confusing,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, like rushed. It didn't feel. I think that I think that the whole ending was an example of the movie, which was it was figurative. It wasn't literal. So like what he was doing was breaking the cycle of having to be, somebody who's groomed from birth to become this XYZ like type of superstar, having to make all these types of sacrifices to be the GOAT, like trying to find another way. And I think that that's also highlighted when Marlon's character, which is Isaiah, was having the conversation with him in the sauna and was like, be better than me, be better than me. And I found it ironic that he always talks about how he puts football first, then family, then God, but you never see his family. And when you think about that stuff, it's like, what happened to his family? And it's like that comes like because you always see him with Julia Fox, you always see him with like for the sake of the movie, like his new white girl, but you never see his actual family. It's because he had to sacrifice them in order to like keep being the GOAT. So when he's like, um, do it differently, I think that that was the symbolism. Where it's like, I'm not gonna go ahead and sign my soul away and have you guys, take control of every single aspect of my life. And I think that it's kind of like I could still work hard and get there. I don't have to sign this deal, take this blood, do all of this stuff to myself to be there. I think it's about going your own way. That's how I took it. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I like that take from you though. I like that perspective of it. It doesn't change much for me because
Mm-hmm.
if he and I thought he would like that was him breaking the cycle, but then he said he was willing to do anything to get to that point.
Yeah,
So like him breaking the cycle. So how is he going to get to that point now?
but I
Because
think that
he
it.
is fucked
Mhm.
concussion wise. Like like his brain is not okay. So it's not like he could keep lying to everyone like he has and get into the league. But where is he going to go if all the doubters from the beginning were already like saying we're not going to, you know,
Yeah,
put all of our coins on this kid and be like, yeah, no, he's going to be the next superstar. The team that
but I.
was going to
Mhm.
put him there, he basically killed off.
And I think that's where it turns into like him. Like I think that's where the importance of him making his own way comes into play, right? Because it's like, yeah, like he other teams might not take him, but I think he had to learn to be okay with that and do what's right for him instead of doing what he thinks is supposed to be for him. So because it might not be football, and I think Isaiah
Yeah,
was
but
trying to like go ahead.
no, finish your thought.
I think Isaiah was trying to get that out of him and be like, is this what you want to do? Not about your, because he keeps talking about it. As he talks about it, it's more of what his dad wanted him to do or wanted him to be. And it's like, is this what you want to do? Are you willing to do this? Are you the one that wants? And at the end of it, it might not be. But I think that it's like he has to figure that out for himself. He can't let
Yeah, but
a
they didn't
multi-billion
show
dollar
that.
corporation.
They
But
didn't
that's why
show that.
I get it. I get it. But I'm saying like that's why I think it's all like figurative.
It's
Like
too
that's why you
much
have.
symbolism for something that could have been as simple as saying, you know what, I quit
I'm gonna do my own
football.
thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
um,
That's I think that's what like also made the plot not good or the writing not good for me. Like they oversaturated with symbolism and
yeah.
they
Okay.
they tried to like make it into like how Jordan Peele makes his movies where symbolism is important.
Hmm.
But it makes a point at the end of the movie where even if you walk out confused, like there's still things where you're like, you know what? Actually, that does make sense now. With this one, I felt like they tried to add too much and like had great conversations of like being an athlete and sacrificing everything to get to the top, family sacrificing for you, you putting everything towards God, um, forgetting how hurt you are, concussions and all that. They had great topics to like hit on, and then they
Hmm.
just oversaturated with just random symbolism and then blood.
I get what you're saying. I think that if, and that's why I can't stress like enough that yeah, if you look at it as a literal like type of thing, then I agree with you. I because that's how I felt.
Damn, your Wi-Fi is not doing well.
Yeah, I know yours is lagging on my end too, but mine is red. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can
Now
you
I
see me?
can. Your Wi-Fi's
Okay.
been
Yeah, it's this new system that I've been having to go ahead and use. It's a long story. I'll tell you
okay.
later. But pretty much, no. When I was watching it, and kind of getting on topic of the plot in itself, I like the writing because things were important. Like little details were important. Like who's the only person that made him feel like he can just be himself. The only person was his black girlfriend. She's the only person. His mom, when the doctor said, "Hey, I don't advise that he should play football anymore. At least for right now, let him heal." She's like, "We'll get a second opinion. It'll be okay. We'll get a second opinion." Instead of saying, "No, don't do that. Don't go play." His brother was like, "Yo, you just need to, relax, blah blah blah," like trying to get him into the league. His dad never made him feel like he could give up on, being a football player, even though he never even asked him what he wanted. He used trauma to kind of force him to do that. But his black girlfriend was the only one that was like, "Babe, this isn't the only
So
way. Like, you could just be yourself."
so I have a question for you. Because
Hmm.
my other part of the why I think the writing was not good. Um, Did you? I guess this is a question for you. Did you think there was character development for any of these characters?
Uh, no, I think the only one that had character development was the doctor. Oh, there's like a piece of milk on my face. The doctor had character development, and it got him killed. I think Cameron always stayed kind of faithful to who he was. So there wasn't really character development on
Didn't he?
his end. Well, when he got to the, I think, peak of his like, of, I'm not gonna say like ability. Well, yeah, when he got to the peak of his ability, like what it takes, um, he didn't really. He just kind of came back to his senses. Like, I don't want to be this person because this is who I am. And he kind of got to be himself, but he never really strayed away from that. Even when it came to like that huge scene where he could have slept with all these girls, he could have cheated on his girlfriend, but he chose not to. You know,
We don't know
and
that.
no, that's what he said. He's like, no, I have a
Yeah, but we're
girlfriend.
supposed to believe him.
I mean, I don't know why he would lie, but I'm just going by.
Look, I'm just telling you. So this is my take from it too. I don't think anyone. I'll agree. I'll give you the doctor had character development.
Mhm.
All we know is Marlon's character is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Um, Tyreek's character is the good guy. That's all
Mhm.
the plot we get. We don't know why Marlon turned the way that he turned. We don't know any of like his backstory of or like his sacrifices with his family. We just know that he's the bad guy. And then with Cameron, the thing that I found weird was like the whole time he talked about his family and how family is important to him, family is important to him, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
But in the scenes that he was with his family, he seemed annoyed by them. Like the only person, like the flashbacks that he's had was like with his dad, where he's like, no, like when he started crying in the interview, where he's like, no, I promised my dad I would do this, I would do this, I would do this. But then you realize he didn't really like his dad either. He wanted to quit football, and his dad still pushed him. And then at the end, when they wrap it up and say, "Oh, his dad sacrificed himself so he could get there," like, what are we doing?
But and that's kind of, I think, what the movie's saying a lot throughout a good chunk of the movie. They're like,
Hmm.
you say that it's about your family, you're doing this for your family, you're doing this for your family, but bro, are you,
But
like, are you
okay,
doing it for your family?
so
Like, because if you're doing something for your family, then you would do what's best to be there for them. You would do what's, but
mhm.
oftentimes, more often than not, athletes aren't doing that. Athletes aren't
so
saying, "Oh yeah, it's like I'm gonna be around." Except, and this is who I think that they were kind of hinting
I
at.
agree, but
Oh,
don't
go.
agree with what that
Okay,
statement.
go ahead.
But
Go ahead. What do you
continue.
mean?
Sorry, I gotta get my charger. Um, no, I to go back on the whole you saying, "Oh, well, he says that he didn't sleep with these women, so we should believe him." That aspect of it, where it's like we've kind of seen everything he's shown us, and we're supposed to believe him because he's a good guy.
Hmm.
I don't. I don't
Okay.
believe anything he said throughout the whole movie because if we go back, that man is still concussed. He's not fully there the whole time, the whole movie. He's hearing voices, he's seeing people, um, he's having migraines, they keep drugging him, blood transfusions. Also, like as an athlete, when you work out that often and like nonstop and you don't get enough rest or sleep, you're not good. So I didn't believe anything he was saying. Hold.
Don't you think that? Okay, go ahead.
All right, continue. Oh, you
Don't
freeze.
you think that? No, I didn't freeze. I was just messing around. But don't you think that that's like kind of the beauty of the movie in a sense? Like, you might not like say like, yeah, that's
No.
what I wanted, but I think that that's like kind of the beauty of the movie, where it's like you are just seeing it from his perspective, where it's like what you're seeing is not gonna it's not like a third person like, oh well, this is actually what's happening. It's more like this is what he feels and what he's thinking, like his thought process throughout this whole thing. And it is a very honest thing. Like you might not remember, but it's what you wanted to do. And that's probably where these athletes go into it, like how these athletes process it when they go into it. Like, I want to go ahead and say it's for my family. I want to go ahead and say, like, I love my girlfriend. I'll never cheat on my girlfriend. I'll never do this and that. Like that desire and that want. But then over time, you end up sacrificing all that stuff at the end of the day. And it's supposed to be seen as like a masculine, thing to do, which is to, go ahead and sacrifice your body so that way you go ahead and you can provide for your family and whatnot. And to kind of take a step back from that and say, even though I can do that, let me find another way so I can be there for them. I think that that was the idea that they're going towards. And the reason, well, the what who
With
I
this movie?
yeah.
No.
So
Okay.
the the reason why I think, well, what I think that they're kind of alluding to, and it might be a reach, like what I'm gonna say. I think that they're alluding to like the MJ LeBron type of thing, where it's like they have the expectation on them, where it's like somebody needs to be the new GOAT. And to be the new GOAT, you have to do this, that, this, and that. And then you have one person who's like, I'll do all the things because I want to be the GOAT. And he did it. And he became the GOAT, which is Jordan. And then you have another person who says, I want to be the GOAT too. I don't want to do it in that specific way. I have all the expectation. I have all the weight on me, but I don't want to do it in the way that you did it. Because
Okay, so
go
if we're
ahead.
going with that mentality, how did LeBron do it different from Jordan?
I think that he stayed very connected to his roots. Stayed very connected to uh, what
You don't
stayed
think
very
Jordan did
connected.
that?
No,
Why?
me objectively, well, I don't think Jordan really cares about community the way that LeBron kind of cares about his community. Like actually say, or attachment to family, like saying, you know what, hey, if I want to actually be a family person and not leave my family, like you see two different types of, oh sorry, you see two types of like family dynamics or sacrifices that were made, right? So Michael Jordan
Can I
said,
make a
I go ahead.
Can I make a slight comment on that? And it might tie into the movie, but do you think the difference is because Michael Jordan grew up with a father and LeBron didn't?
I think that that's a huge difference. I think that that's
But
exactly my.
But in the movie, we don't
Mhm.
know if Marlon grew up with a dad or not. We don't know anything of his
Yeah,
backstory. We don't know anything of his family. So, like, I get the comparison, and it would make a lot more sense to me if we had some backstory on Marlon's backstory or Marlon's character. But
I
right
think that it.
now,
Mhm.
it's a. I feel like it's not that big of a reach what you're saying, but I
I think the same
don't
thing when it
really
comes to
see it.
Curry. Like, I think it's a general like being the goat type of mentality or what it takes to be the goat. I think the same thing when it comes to Curry, because for Stephen Curry, for him to be the goat, he would have to go like traditionally he would have to step away from his family, but he embraces his family and he uses that. And now he's the like being going through injuries, going through all these things, and still came out and has become the best shooter of all time. But he didn't have to take the way of now I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut off my wife or I'm gonna have to cut off my kids. I'm gonna no. Like I think these are people that paved the way to make things new, and it's a conversation I think about masculinity in general and what it takes to uh, how the old ways of masculinity are being reformed and reshaped. I think that that's what the movie was trying to do. It might not have hit to everybody the same way, but when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, like when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, we have been told, like, we have been groomed, or to be the best, you do have to kind of be groomed since like birth. Like, to like, you have to have these things set out for you. Like, I was listening to Terrence Crawford, the guy that beat Canelo, uh, and they were like, "Oh, so what are you like? Your kids, like, what are you gonna do when they grow up? Or do you want them to be like the best boxer to go ahead and supersede you?" You're talking about these kids that like are pretty much just kids, and he's like, "No," like he was the first person to be genuinely honest. He's like, "Hell no, I don't want my kids to do sports. There's a way outside of sports." And I did it because like I went through hell so they don't have to, but I don't want them to do this because it'll kill you. One
Yeah,
of the
but
only people to kind of
almost
say,
everything will kill you.
yeah, but you don't have to do the thing if you don't love it. And that's kind of the mentality that he was pushing for, you know? And that's what
Okay.
I kind of appreciate about that.
So tie that back into this movie.
So at towards the end, when he realizes, I think that he had a switch and he was getting detached from family, and he's like, I just want to talk to mom, like kind of those types of things. I think that's him kind of second guessing what he wants to do. And he's like, I just want to come home. Like kind of saying, hey, I want to come home. And I think he was ready to give it all up. And then the family, which is his brother, was like, yo, man, I understand what you're going through. No, just woosah, rub your temples a little bit, this, and that. And he's like, I'm not feeling good. Like, I don't feel good. And then his mom just
Did
sounds
he say
so
that?
proud of him. Yeah. Yeah. When he was alone by himself, and then the doctor came in drunk or high and shit like that. Um, and he gave him more pain medication. Yeah. He was
Hmm.
like, I don't, man, I just don't feel good. And he was talking about those things. And they were like just hyping him up to stay instead of telling him that it's okay to come home. You,
Okay. I mean,
that's
I do remember that scene. I just feel like, and this is where we differ,
mhm,
where I throughout the movie until like probably the end, I always thought Cam was weak minded.
mhm,
He was very much a pushover, very much like trying to please everyone but himself.
mhm.
Um, very much a yes man, yes sir type thing. Until the end when he realized that he didn't have to do any of it. But I don't I don't feel bad for him. He could have left 100 times. He could have left after that first day where the guy's face was just destroyed by the football. But no,
Yeah.
he wanted to be the great, and he wanted to be the greatest
I,
player of all
I
time. So
I agree with you. I don't. Yeah, you definitely don't throw a pity party for him like throughout the movie, because you do see that he wants this. Like
he
he
wants
wants it. He
it.
wants it. He wants it. And then, but he wants to do it in a way that has not been done before. And I think every
No, 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 no.
athlete. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He only wanted to do it differently at the end when he found out about his dad.
That's not true. Remember
Before
when
that, he was still doing everything that Marlon was telling him to do.
No, remember the blood transfusion when Marlon was like, "Oh, take some of this stuff. It's gonna help you recover." He's like, "Nah, man, I don't want to do that. Like,
He
oh, I
still
don't
took
need
it
that
though.
stuff." No, he didn't take it on his own. They've been doing it to him. They've been doing
But
it to
he
him.
knew. That's what I'm saying.
No,
He
he didn't.
knew.
No, remember at the end when he was gonna kill Marlon, and then he's like, "You guys been pumping me full of that shit." Like he didn't want it. They've been doing that to him when he was asleep or when he was like knocked out and stuff like that. He wasn't actively wanting to do that. The only thing
I'm
that he
sorry.
was doing,
I
it was in the movie. No, but the
No, I
what he
know, but I'm not like you said earlier. I don't pity him. I still think that he was
yeah,
gonna do anything he could to get to the top.
yeah. I think that I understand what you're saying. I think that he set specific boundaries, and like I think a lot of athletes might do this where they're like, I'm never gonna do this, this, and that. But you'll do all the other terrible things. And it's like you're still doing bad shit. Like, for example, some athletes might be like, I'll do steroids, but I won't do that steroid. It's like you're still doing steroids. Like that's how it was in
Yeah,
MMA. Like at least when I was training and stuff like
yeah,
that.
that's what I was gonna
If,
say. Depends on the
yeah,
sport.
yeah, like they'd be like, "Oh, nah, I don't do that." But I mean, I'll go ahead and do some of this though, because this is more of the natural stuff. It's like you're still cheating, dude. What are you talking about? I think that I think that a big part of it also, like, okay, so let me ask you this question, and this is the
Hmm.
question that I was that me and Allison wanted to go ahead and pick your brain about. Do you think that being a fan of sports influenced your thought on the movie or how you felt about the movie?
No,
So you feel like you were completely objective?
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't sure what I was gonna watch. I
Okay.
walked in thinking it was gonna be about concussions and selling your soul, like most Jordan Peele movies were, and then I left with just
You
no.
don't know what, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I watched.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I've gotten that response before as well. Well, I talked to some people about the movie and kind of picked their brain about it. Some people felt the exact same way you did. That's why I asked, but these are also former athletes and or, athletes in general. So that's why I'm like I want and people who weren't really who have been athletes, some of them they're like they did go ahead and um, echo like my sentiment of what they thought about it. But the majority of people who were athletes that I talked to, they were like, "Yeah, nah, that's not it." Blah blah blah. Whoever wrote this never been involved with football before, or this
I
and that.
disagree with that part, because obviously I've never played football. I've played flag
Mm-hmm.
football, which is like the most, but um, there like how coaches talk to you, how teammates pump you up, especially if you're good. All of that and all the hard work that you put in practice wise and the hours and all that. Yeah, that makes sense. Like that
Mm-hmm.
was definitely shown, especially playing through pain because I've done that before too. Um, yeah, like as a like if you watch that as an athlete, you're like, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. But like once we get to like the symbolism and the I guess the other parts of the movie, like sacrifices, like human physical sacrifice, well, not physical, but like human sacrifices, like that's when it gets like a little bit like where are we going with this? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I told you earlier, I think this movie would have been really good had the ending been different or like not rushed for me.
Okay. Okay.
But I didn't really like it that much.
I see what you're saying. Um, I think like for me, I thought it was really good. I liked the conversation that was had about concussions initially about concussions and how it could really fuck with your brain. I
And
think
that's the other part where it's like
uh-huh.
you guys had the great plot, the great storyline to focus on where it's just concussions and then it turned into like it just took three different turns and I'm like, no. You could have literally just made this about concussions and then made each day like about how more fucked up he got because of the concussion. And then
But do you
this movie pissed me
I
off. It had
I
so
get what
much
you're saying.
potential.
You wanted it to be a different movie, I think. um I think to
I
me
mean, I'm pretty
when
sure
I
everyone wanted it to be a different movie.
well, everyone's a lot of people. I
Yeah.
I loved where the movie went as far as like them having that conversation about one concussions, but then the secondary conversation about societal pressures grooming, and also going ahead and having like not just societal pressures, but like family pressures of being, you know, being somebody who's gifted. And like we've gone through this before, and I get this a lot. When people, so minor story, when I had my fight, and I came back and I was like, oh, I just wanted to train because I didn't want to fight anymore. I told them I just wanted to have one fight. I didn't want to fight anymore, and they were like, get on the scale. And then when I got on the scale, they saw that I wasn't hydrated anymore, and they saw that like I was at 170, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And then I was like, "I told you guys I'm not fighting anymore," and they pretty much kicked me out. It's like people like you get peer pressured. It's like, dude, you're either in or you're out. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, damn, I thought I was just here to have fun. So it's like
Well,
you and they saw me as
okay.
like a yeah, they just saw me as like a cash cow or somebody who's going to make their gym get to the next level, and they wanted to
So
utilize me that way. Huh?
I'm gonna say this to you
Hmm.
in the nicest way possible.
Okay.
You're based off of how your sport history, you're technically not an athlete. So,
Okay.
and what I mean is like, if I were to come back to like my basketball coach and be like, you know what, I just want to play for fun. I don't want to do anything serious
Hmm.
anymore. Like, I just want to have fun. I would
Yeah.
get the same response that you did because now you've wasted my time. You have the talent, right?
Hmm.
But you've wasted my time. Now you're just here for fun? No, you could go play ball for fun outside in the park.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the perspective of that coach or whoever owned the gym.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because if you put that, like, if I were to go back and be like, all right, no, I'm serious. Like, let's go to state. Like, that's my goal. I'm trying to win this whole thing. That puts the school, the coach, everyone on top. Now they put everything on you. Pressure, yes, but you're gonna have the best facilities, the best coaches, the best whatever. And then if you make it to college, that's when NIL starts coming in and all these things. So like that's what I mean where it's like, yeah, like in the moment you're like, no, I just want to do this for fun. I don't know why they're acting this way. Bigger picture.
And, and you are absolutely right. The thing is that that's what I think. That's what like I feel like it's like we're agreeing and then we're disagreeing because
Cause
you're
this
right.
is what you think the movie showed, but it didn't.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that didn't want to be, he didn't want to be the GOAT. He didn't want to be an athlete. He didn't want to be this. It's that once you see what it has to do with, is there a different way to do that? Like, and for example, with me, I would have been fine being a training partner to somebody who wanted to get there. I would have been fine with doing those things. But since I wasn't the thing that they wanted me to be, then they're like, yo, fuck you. Even though I let them know I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to do this full time, part time, whatever time. This isn't my thing. I'm a one and done. But they wanted to pressure me to do more. Go ahead.
Yes. And you're right. You're 100% right. But this movie didn't show that. It
This
teased it. It teased it at the end that he wanted to
okay.
change it, but we don't see it. So we don't know if at the end of the day he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it different, or if he's like, you know what, instead of making sacrifices, I'm just gonna be the GOAT. Fuck
But he
everybody else.
but
I'm the starting
it
quarterback.
but he did say it throughout the movie. He was like whenever Marlon tried to get him to do some outlandish thing, he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." For example, in the sauna, when he's like, "Yo, you gotta sacrifice everything," he's like, "Nah, I don't need to do that." When he was like, "Oh, you gotta take this blood," he's like, "Nah, I don't need to do that." When they were doing the drills, this is one of the parts that I really, really, really did love when they were doing the thermal thing, like where you can't see who's who, and then they both hit each other, and then when the dude falls out, I was like, "Damn, they really fucked Cam up." and then it turns out it was Cam that did that to him, and then you see that switch in him turn, and he's finally like, and he starts to go to that side of him where he's like, oh yeah, reaching that potential. And Marlon's like, I'm proud of you. And he starts getting that love and all that stuff like that. Those things that start to pressure him into like saying that this is okay. It's okay to hurt people and, destroy other people. And then you see people come in from, other pros or other, I guess, free agents come in and willing to sacrifice everything just to get a good job, boy. All right, get the fuck up out of here. Like you see those types of things and you're like, this is a normal occurrence because there are people who come to camp who are just like kind of like uh what do you call it, like I guess litter or whatever. They're just feed, like they're just feed to like the top dog or something like that. Like that's what they just use them for. And it's like, is that really okay? Is that something that you want to put somebody else through? Is there a different way to do these things, or does it have to be like this? You get me? Like if I
So
saw that.
okay, so at the end where he killed everyone,
Mhm.
how is that any different
Then what?
than him finally accepting the praise and love to hurting other people?
I think that he was killing the people that were trying to subjugate people to that type of life.
Were they subjugating people to that life because they wanted it or they didn't want it? Because it seems to me like they wanted it.
Um, well, what I was thinking of is that
But we don't know because there's no
I
backstory or flashbacks.
I get you, I get you. I think that there's, and by all means, like this movie wasn't perfect to me. I think they could have done more with those
It
pieces
had
of like kind of
potential.
diving into the history. I think they had a lot more potential than uh and a lot more room for conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I actually really did like it. Um, I
I respect that.
no, I appreciate that, and I respect how you feel about it too. Do you see any like theories in there that you kind of like could pick at, or are you just like, yeah, there's nothing there for me?
Theories in what sense?
Like things that you saw, like tropes, or like, damn, that kind of looks familiar. Like, for example, I'll give you an example that you could probably play off of.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think that there is like a huge representation of, or like Easter eggs. Like for example, like with the fan
Mm-hmm.
who was like, no, we like the obsession of the fan and the obsession of the fan and Marlon in himself. Like they think that they're doing the they think that they're doing the person a service, or they think that they're doing the team a service by going ahead and killing the new person that's supposed to, so they're not even on the team, it's just ideology. Like, not ideology,
Yeah, no.
what's the
It's
word,
fandom.
uh yeah, but what's the word when it's like you're where you're praising like a person.
Idolizing?
There you go. It's just, yeah, I think it's idolizing. Yeah, where
Yeah, you
it's,
said ideology, which is
yeah,
different.
yes. Yeah, but there it's like
Yeah, no.
you're seeing him as a god instead
Mm-hmm.
of trying to go ahead and seeing what's better for the team. And I think a lot of people did that for like Tom Brady, where they're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we're
Mm-hmm.
not like,"
We're
and
not
I do
Patriots
that.
fans or Tom Brady
Yeah, we're not
fans. Yeah.
Patriots fans, Tom Brady fans. Same thing with
Yeah.
me. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a fan of LeBron. Like, what are
Yeah,
you talking about?
you know me. Yeah. No, I will say, yeah. So I really enjoyed the acting in the movie and I really enjoyed the cinematography in the movie.
Hmm.
I think the way that they made the movie, the shots, even the like gore and even like the thermal scene, I thought that was really freaking cool because it made you like think, oh shit, Cam's done, and then you realize, oh no, Cam is fine. Um, I really enjoyed all of that. I thought that was great. Like for me, that would be like a 10 out of 10.
What do
Um,
you think about the
the
score?
I don't remember it.
Okay, go ahead.
So that
That
should
tells me
tell
all
you
I need to
enough.
know.
Yeah. Um so when it comes to like tropes and theories and all that, yes, they 100% got it right from what I saw. Definitely you have there's different levels to fandoms. So like
Yeah.
me and you, we have our teams that we follow and we love watching. But we also
Hmm.
have the players that we will follow them to whatever team. We'll bandwagon to those teams. We have that. That's just to me, that's simple level. We might buy some shirts, some merch. Same with like artists where you go to concerts, one concert maybe, you buy a shirt. And then you have your other level of fandom, which could like borderline parasocial, which is what was shown in this movie, where it's like you find out where they live, you find out who their family is, basically like stalkerish mode.
Hmm.
You go to every, I wouldn't say every game because people get season tickets, but you find out where they're training, you find out what hotel they're staying at if they're on away games, just like a different level of fandom where it's very much parasocial and very much like stalker mode, where I
Hmm.
don't think neither of us are there. And you could say the same
Yeah.
thing about people who go to like all the concerts for um
Yeah.
whatever artists that they enjoy and like spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on that. And like if that's you and like that's what you want to spend your money on, that's all for you. But the way that this movie showed it was for me like, yeah, no, that I've seen that before. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like,
It's real. It's
no,
real.
100% it's real. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of the things in the movie, the way that it was filmed and what they put in, yeah, that's how it is. That's why, like, the whole him not sleeping enough and still, like, having to train the next day,
Hmm.
that's very much true. Definitely feeling sore, doing the ice baths, doing the sauna, doing weights, stretching, all of that's true. Getting people to come to your personal practices just to like defend or catch the ball for you, that's also 100% true. Now, do they get treated like trash? That depends on the superstar you're working with. Do you want to be like, yeah, um, but this also, that's the other play of it too, where we have a lot of yes men where I'm just gonna be your friend because you're famous. Kanye, for
Hmm.
example. I'm just gonna have a bunch of people around me who say yes to me. They don't care about my interests. They don't care about my safety. They don't care about anything because you know what? At the end of the day, they're gonna be at the parties. They're gonna have my money. They're gonna have all the women or men that they want, and that's part of like the entourage. And some people, I've met a couple people who, that's what they do. They're like, oh yeah, no, my best friend is this, and this person, and next week we're going here, and then I'm gonna go to their game, and I'm gonna do social media, I'm gonna do a video, and then when I drop this song, they're gonna put it on their profile or they're gonna like my page. It's all like it's all a
Damn.
shit show. So like, yeah, all of those theories and all of that they put out in the movie, yes, which is why I really enjoyed the cinematography. It's true. But like this movie had so much potential for me to like be good, and it just I don't know. The ending just meh.
I could see that because I really I see what you're talking about because I was telling Allison that that was like a mad point for me too. As soon as like I got out, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was actually like, I could have done without that, man. Like blah blah blah. And then she's like, she is just like, you're taking it literal. Take it figuratively. Like why they're wearing pig masks. They're like they are the big corporation that's buying or
Yeah.
owning the team, owning these players. That
Mm-hmm.
the people that are you're signing your life away. Like he's pretty much not signing his life away. He wants to keep in control of his life. Like those things. Then I was like, all right, let me go ahead and think about it that way. Then it got much better for me. But like you said, they should have had a little bit more after that to showcase it, or maybe
Even
even
like in the end credit
explain that a
scenes,
little bit more. Yeah,
uh huh,
like an
shown
end
that he's
credit.
doing it differently, or like
Yeah,
pictures of him being the quarterback for a team, his family, him.
Yeah,
just something for
something.
us to be like, okay, boom. Because if that would have
Okay,
happened, the rating for me would have gone a lot higher. But
I see what you're saying.
I don't know. It just left me like with blue balls to say it that way.
That's hilarious. We're clipping that. That's gonna be the first clip. This movie left me with blue balls.
But no, because like the other part of it too, which made it hard, is like I watched The Long Walk a week before I watched him, and The Long Walk was such a good movie, like so good that yeah. And I think I did that to myself with like expectations, but yeah.
That's another thing. Like, that's why I go into movies without any expectation because I just
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure that I am not feeling any type of way when it doesn't pan out the way I want it to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I. So, what's your overall rating of the movie?
What did I give Weapons?
I think you gave it like a 7 or something.
I don't think I gave it a 7.
Damn, I don't
Well,
remember.
if I gave it a 7, it's not a 7. It's a 6.
Okay, okay. I think
I'll
that
probably
you probably would.
I would put this and Weapons together. I'll give them both a 6. Great
Okay.
idea. Great 2/3 of the movie. Ending. Bleh.
Got you. Well,
Mhm.
for me, I give it an 8.5. I think that
That's
the
high.
message, I honestly feel like the message was awesome. The acting was awesome. The cinematography, for me, the score, the intensity, that was all awesome. And overall,
So
okay, go ahead.
you put this in like a Superman Sinners level of good?
Oh no, I think that there's different levels of 10 to me. Like even when I say something's a 10, there are different levels of 10 and I
Okay.
can't fight that
Okay.
cuz I don't have issues like Fantastic Four, Superman, they're here, but then Sinners is like here, still might be 10s, but there's just different levels of 10s.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Uh
That's what I was trying to figure out.
yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, I gave it an 8.5. I think that there was like that after credit like kind of finishing off would have been important because this doesn't seem like a sequel type of movie.
Absolutely not.
So it didn't feel like it finished it. Like it didn't feel finished
Mhm.
completely. So I agree with that. But I will say like the acting, like I said, the acting, cinematography, um, plot, the movie, the idea itself was solid. But most of all, what I loved was the messaging because it's an important conversation, very important conversation for anybody to have with any athlete. Like I walked out of the movie and I said, my kid's never playing football. If I ever have a child, they're never playing football because I mean that's it's scary. And think about how many parents don't give a fuck, and they're and it might not be me. I might be the nice parent that's like, hey, you know what? Just go have fun. But then the next parent might be like, yo, knock his son's fucking head off. And
Oh, you have not seen the TikToks. No, that's true. That's exactly how parents talk to their kids. Or they're like, if you don't uh, tackle this person, I'm taking your
then you're not.
PlayStation.
Oh, then yeah, then you're not. Then you're not getting the PS5 or some shit like that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's scary. So I'd
But
rather
it's
take
different.
the.
It's different
Mhm,
levels to all of it because like in basketball you could be like, well, if you don't score 10 points then you're not watching TV when you get home. So there's
But
it's just different depending on the sport.
true, true. But
Um
I I liked it. I enjoyed it,
yeah.
and I know you
I
did.
will say I feel like this would have been better had it been a series.
I could see that, and then each day being an
Each
episode.
day would
Okay,
uh-huh. I think that's
like a
what
mini
I would have
series,
liked
like a mini
more.
series.
Mhm. Yeah.
Got you. That makes a lot of
Cuz that would
sense.
have given them more time to kind of do more character development, more backstory, and then
Hmm.
finish off with like what we were talking about with the end credit scene of just like Cam and then how he did it differently. I think that would have been
Yeah,
better. But yeah.
it would have. All right. Well, I think we did it. Reaction video in the books. I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we appreciate you guys for coming through, checking out our reaction. We're going to do more of these. Hopefully, we do watch more things like in tandem like that to
Yeah.
do some more reactions. But we have been more consistent on our videos, lives, and stuff like that. So I don't. I don't think that it'll be too tough for us. We have some more things in the works as well. So pretty excited for the future. But yeah, as of now, this has been the Jaysquared Podcast. Peace.
Peace.